I'd like to talk to you about acorns. Brown, round, and described by some leading mammalogists as perfect packets of protein for the scatter-hoarding animals that seem to enjoy them so much, acorns are the seeds of many varieties of oak trees. Oak tree seeds, or acorns, are distributed by what I understand as a two-vector process. First, acorns fall from the oak trees because of gravity. After dropping from the tree, the acorn is not in a great position. Oak trees really need 20 to 30 meters between them in order to grow and thrive. So the acorn has to count on hitching a ride from an animal in the forest. Generally, we associate acorns with scatter-hoarding animals like blue jays or squirrels, which, as you can see from this diorama, are currently the only two North American forest-dwelling animals I don't have displayed in my living room. The term scatter-hoarding refers to animals who gather different foods for the winter months when food sources are scarce, and instead of caching all of that food in, say, the place that they're staying, their burrow, their tree hole, their squirrel flat, spread the food sources out throughout their environment. Animals like gray squirrels, for instance, have been known to bury up to 1,000 nuts in their immediate proximity, burying 1 nut per cache. For a long time, it was assumed that scatter hoarders like squirrels didn't even attempt to remember where their nut caches were located. It was supposed that squirrels buried such a large volume of nuts so that they would have a better chance of tracking some of them down through smell. But recent studies show that squirrels and other scatter hoarders actually utilize complex mental maps of their environment and caches. Lucia Jacobs, who has a psychology lab at Berkeley, and based off my Google results, seems to be the high priestess of all things involving squirrel cognition, has studied the decision-making process that squirrels utilize to cache their nuts. Using paw maneuvers, and head flicking, squirrels evaluate the quality of nuts before storing them in specialized areas. So from this chart, we can see 3 main decisions that can be made. For instance, if they pick it up and move it around with their paws, and it seems like it's a really low quality nut, they're like, no worries, I'm just going to eat this nut right now. Later, if it goes through the more advanced head flicking process, it seems like if it's a low quality weight, after that, it goes in sort of their average cache investment area. A place where, other squirrels might find it, or predators might make it a little bit hard to get to, but it's all right. If they decide that it's a really high quality nut, they bring it to what James is calling a tailored cache investment, meaning that they bring it to a place that other squirrels are not going to find it, and that predators are not going to prevent them from getting to. It might be just that I'm really obsessed with chart making, but to me this is actually where the process of acorn seed dispersal, or I should say oak tree seed dispersal or acorn dispersal, actually gets really interesting. There's something about the way that for the squirrels, every place that they choose is like a part of an improvisation, getting ready for winter. It's sort of like choosing spatial relationships in a room as you improvise, except if my spatial relationships aren't successful, it might just mean that it's a little less aesthetically pleasing to me. Whereas for the squirrels, they die. Fortunately for oak trees, this system of caching is not foolproof. and some studies have found that up to 74% of acorns aren't recovered. Additionally, it seems recent studies have shown evidence of so-called squirrel gardening behavior, wherein a squirrel eats only part of an acorn, leaving most of the interior intact so that the seed can still germinate. In conclusion, the acorn is the tiny, hat-wearing seed of the majestic oak tree. Thank you for your time.